Plantations in Middle Tennessee harbor ugly truths about slavery in the South, and News Channel 5's Kristen Squivero takes us to a plantation where a new tour is giving visitors.
Those enslaved people who were here until their freedom after the Civil War
strike the life.
whose story is so often left untold.
We ain't scared no more. 19?
The Meade Plantation in Nashville, Tennessee.
Going on the plantation house. Anybody got to piss, this the perfect time to do it. Piss on the porch, shit in the house. Okay, right here. Can we go in? Can we go in? Master home? Master home?
You're a child of God. You got purpose. The Lord put it there, and nobody can take it away.
Next, you got IUIC Nashville here. We at Belle Meade Plantation here in Nashville. Well, actually, Belle Meade, Tennessee. They got an actual plantation that still tourists still come out and view the plantation. It's an actual slave plantation. They have a Juneteenth event. We come out to support the event. Hey, shalom. High class.
I'm unapologetic and I don't even regret it, cause it came from the heart and I mean it, that's why I said it. I changed for the better, I get the most out of credit, cause this cold world will hurt you and bring you down if you let it. I'm unapologetic and I don't even regret it, cause it came from the heart and I mean it, that's why I said it. I changed for the better, I get the most out of credit, cause this cold world will hurt you and bring you down if you let it. I'm not a slave in the brain no more, the truth will set me free and I ain't the same no more.
Hi y'all. I'm good. My name is Bridget. I'm the director of African American Studies here. Okay. Thank y'all for coming.
We come to support. We seen it online and we said we'll come out and support.
Thank y'all so much. Well, right now they're having just the National Museum of African American Music came and they brought an emerging artist, so it's a jazz trio called the Next Level Band. In just a second, they're gonna have Lucius Talley. He does this spoon ensemble thing. It's dope. I ain't never seen nobody make music with spoons, so I was sold when I saw it. But in just a second, around 12:45, our second speaker of the day is gonna come up. If all goes as planned, we should have St. Kofa African Drum and Dance Ensemble. They'll be closing the ceremony, and we're also giving Journey to Jubilee tours throughout the day. And the Journey to Jubilee tour is literally focused on enslavement here at Belle Meade. So the biggest thing about Journey to Jubilee is that it literally focuses on their lives. The house tour, of course, is going to focus on the lives of the Harding and Jackson family who owned the plantation. I think it was super important that we also incorporated a tour.
You said who owned it?
The Harding and Jackson family. So William Giles Harding, who was Harding Pike, that's what the Pike is named for. Okay. But their families are connected to also like the McGavick family, who owned McGavick High School, all of them. So all those families during the time of slavery were intertwined and intermarried. They owned the majority of what is Nashville in that time. In Davidson County, absolutely. So they own the plantation, but their story has been told for years.
Right.
And so Journey to Jubilee was established June 11th of last year, so it just turned 1. So I think it was high time for the story of the enslaved to be told here as well. So that is our new thing.
And I hope you know that fireworks the brightest gold. Name a nation that's before us. Do you know what line we came from? I got questions running through my mind and I'm feeling kinda run down. All my people getting shot up just for fun now. All my people out here lost but they don't ask questions. All my people want.
Hey, we in Nashville, Tennessee on the slave plantation, Belle Meade Slave Plantation. They had a Juneteenth event. We didn't get invited. We just came out to support. Said they're gonna invite us again next year. So all praises. But we're doing a tour of the plantation. This right here we are standing there. It says slave burials. All right, so we just going through the curses and stuff like that. Right down here, point down there right quick. All right, so this right here is a graveyard. All right, this slave burials right here. Now I want you to know this, put right here. We standing on top of dead slaves right here. They don't have no tombstones or nothing. They don't even know these people's names that's right here. All they can do is put a monument and say this is where they buried our people at. All right, that's all they can do was put a monument right here, and they know that slaves was buried right here, and probably ain't no telling where else. Let's walk down here. So the woman told us that the richest people that own Nashville, this is where their plantation was. William Hardin Jackson. Who else she said? The McGavics. Yes. McGavics, the Jacksons, and the Hardins. Yeah. Okay, and they all family intertwined, married each other, and they the ones who really started Nashville. That's why you got McGavick Pike, you got Hardin Pike, you got Hardin Place. These people, McGavick High School, all these stuff was named after the slave master. Check it out. All right, it says in 1865. That's the year we was free. We're supposed to so-called being free, right? 1865, Emancipation Proclamation was signed. All right, it says 136 enslaved women. Hold on, let me read it right. In 1865, 136 enslaved men, women, and children at Belle Meade Farm gained their freedom. So Emancipation Proclamation was signed. It says, with this freedom, they gained the right to choose where they would live and work. 72 farm workers continued under the employ of General William Giles Hardin. 72 of them didn't even leave the plantation. Did you guys hear this? It says 72 of them out of 136, 72 of them did not even leave the plantation. All right. Farm workers continued under the employ of General William Giles Hardin, with 4 families continuing to live on the grounds, all right, of many other commuting to work each day from various neighborhoods around Nashville. The living quarters shown in this photograph were homes of both enslaved families, later freedmen who continued to work the Belle Meade Farm. Many of these families occupied the structures until the mid 20th century. In the 1970s, the last remaining building was dismantled and moved to make a way for new development. So they still making money off these houses and stuff, as you see. That's why we're here. You know what I'm saying? 400 years of slavery wasn't enough. They refurbished the plantation, got the grass cut, did the housing. They still making money off of it. They're not thinking about paying no kind of reparations. They still making money. Not putting none of this money back into the black community. Just let you know these people are evil and they are the devil that the Bible speaks of. All right, so we're gonna go inside the plantation. The slave quarter house right here.
I just need to breathe. Ezekiel 3 said, E-X-H-A-L-E. Just let me teach them why these dry bones stand on their feet. And L-I-V-E. They say we a hate group.
All of whom had been born on the place among whom were separate with heads as white as snow. Going into like Revelation 1:14 is showing you right there. A better depiction.
That's
of
going
Christ.
back into Bob Green.
Yeah,
Bob Green was the man on that horse.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. 6 of these stalwart forms gathered up the casket, and the remaining 6 followed as a relay.
Hey, there's some new stuff right now.
Let me get that behind you.
Okay, religion. It says the second greatest awakening occurred in the United States between 1790 and 1840. Okay, so I want somebody to pull up when those religions were created. The Baptists, I know that was 1605. Jehovah's Witness. Let's see what religion they saying this is. That was between the year of 1790 and 1840. What's the Protestants? Okay, it says the second Great Awakening occurred in the United States between the 1790s and 1840 Protestant demonstrations in the South. Okay, I'll say particularly Baptist and Methodist congregations began to send circuit rider missionaries and hold tent or open field revivals or of sizable proportions. Okay, so they was having open tent revivals, right? But and these people, we couldn't even not read or write. So who was doing the preaching? What was they teaching? Joseph Smith, right? So was the Mormons. Okay, and we couldn't even read or write. We wasn't allowed to read or write, but they was teaching us about their God and about their religion. Nowhere it says to be a Baptist or Methodist or none of that in the Bible, but we had to learn from our slave masters on who God was and who to serve and how to serve him in these little tent revivals back in, it says the 1700s and the 1800s. All right, this is why they didn't want us to learn how to read until 1965. All right, when we was able to learn how to read, and that's a damn shame. All right, so it says for the first time in American history, African American slaves and white women were encouraged to attend revivals. Why was they encouraged to attend? To keep us asleep and to keep us in sin and to bring forth what they have now in 2019 is world domination, white supremacy. All right, it says join in the singing of spirituals and hearing the preaching of gospel through usually in a segregated format. All right, black set on one side, white set on one side. This is where the black church do today. They have revivals. They join in singing of spirituals and hearing preaching of gospel. Ain't nobody said nothing about reading. So that's where they messed up when they taught us how to read. Okay, for these revivalist preachers, the one of the greatest impact on the Hardin family was Alexander Campbell. You want to finish? Keep reading. It's pitiful. You know what I'm saying? How they Christians? They didn't tell them what they were doing to black folks on this plantation, but they were getting them as Christians. But they probably didn't have no drums and stuff this nice, I promise. There's some refurbished stuff. But check this out. Read this again.
The book of Psalms, chapter 149 and verse 1. Praise ye the Lord. Sing unto the Lord a new song.
So the new song is now the Israelites. We waking up. You know what I'm saying? Through the teachings of the Bible, coming back to the law, statutes, and commandments. That's the new song. Read.
And his praise in the congregation of saints.
All right, and we're gonna sing his praise, him delivering us. All right, in the congregation of the saints. Read.
Let Israel rejoice in him that made him. Let the children of Zion be joyful in their king. Let them praise his name in the dance.
All right.
Let them sing praises unto him with the timbrel and harp.
All right, so this is what you see right here on the wall. Stand to the side right here, bro. Off the camera. So you see, I see how people they singing and dancing. All right. It says the Sabbath among slaves. All right. If you read this, that's what it says. The Sabbath. All right. I don't know if this before they turned the 7-day Sabbath into Sunday or the 7-day Sabbath to Saturday. All we know it says the Sabbath. Okay.
High praises of God be in their mouth. And a two-edged sword in their hand.
All right. So right now, as we stand on this plantation, read that one more time again.
Let the high praises of God be in their mouth.
Read.
And a two-edged sword.
And a what?
A two-edged sword.
And what?
A two-edged sword.
Read.
In their hand.
To execute vengeance.
Do what?
To execute vengeance.
Execute vengeance. Read.
Upon the heathen.
Upon who?
Upon the heathen.
Upon who?
Upon the heathen.
Yeah, man, they gonna get it back.
Yes.
Hey, all praise to the Most High. Was that it on that?
No.
All right, hold on.
And punishments upon the people.
And punishments where?
Upon the people. To bind their kings with chains.
To bind their kings with who?
With chains.
All right, let's go look at some of their kings over there. Come on, bring that scripture over here. Bring that scripture over here again.
Yeah, Psalms 149 and verse 8.
Bring that again.
To bind their kings with chains. And their nobles with fetters of iron. To execute upon them the judgment written. This honor have all his saints. Praise ye the Lord.
Praise ye the Lord. Most High in Christ bless, man. As you see, hey, we just left inside of a live slave quarters. It's been refurbished, of course. Man, it's hotter than a mud in there. Hey, but anyway, hey, you got some good reading, some good information out the walls, just to prove that the Bible is a true book. All right, so y'all seen it for yourself right here in Nashville, Tennessee. They got a plantation still up and running. All right, still up and running, man. So they making money. Still, you know, after 400 years of slavery, free money, free labor, it wasn't enough. 2019, they still making money off of the backs of blacks.
I have seen y'all. I graduated from TSU, so I've definitely seen y'all before.
Okay, so yeah, we'll be right there on the corner at Templeton.
Yeah.
Right. So what we teach is the truth about slavery.
Okay.
What we provide is why we went into slavery. We all know that we went into slavery, but we don't know why. Why did God choose us to go into slavery? Why did we have to suffer? So we have those answers biblically. What we do, we teach out of the Bible who we are. We teach that we are the 12 tribes of Israel.
Absolutely.
All right, you are the children of the slave trade. And why? How did we end up on Belle Meade Plantation? It's because we broke God's law, statutes, and commandments. Okay. So with giving that information, we're providing solutions to the community on what we must do in order to change the conditions of the so-called African American man, woman, and child today. So that's what we do, and we saw that you had an event, and we said that we was going to come out and support it. I've never been here. I'm from West Tennessee.
Me too.
Any of y'all ever been out here on this plantation? See, we never been, so it was a great thing that y'all had it here. And that's what we provide. We do public speakings and stuff like that.
Do you have a card on me? I'd love to have you back next year, and that way y'all can be one of the booths here next year, because we have vendor and informational booths. So my big thing, all the vendors that came, they get to keep all the money from the proceeds that they make. So.
Okay, yeah. All right, our information is right here.
Perfect.
And if you have a card, we'll be sure to contact you today or tomorrow to make sure that we exchange information, exchange numbers and stuff like that, so we can be a part of it. Okay. I hate that we didn't catch you early. I think I just found out about it yesterday. And I was like, we ought to go out and support it.
Yes. I'm so thankful that y'all came. It means a lot to me. I'm the first African-American director in the history of the site. So me being here is historic, essentially. So I'm definitely big on promoting the African-American side of the story, because our side ain't been told, but it needs to be.
It's very interesting. Did you know our side that's being told is in the Bible? Were you familiar with that?
Yeah, my mama preached.
Yeah. Can I show you something right quick? Just to show you. We got the Bible. We got a Bible. Here we go. I just want to show you a couple things that we see that make so much sense. And it can further your education and visualize what's going on out of the Holy Bible. Now, not knocking your mom being preaching, but this stuff right here, what I'm going to read, is not being taught to us in the church. Okay. Because this was taught us.
I'm child, I already heard. So the master not going to give you the tools to dismantle his house.
Right. There you go. So this was the tool all along. They took this right here and taught us Christianity. So that's what we're being taught today. Throughout the world is Christianity. But actually, when you find out that who are these people, the 12 tribes of Israel, you start to see the Bible come to life.
Yeah, I actually do believe in that. So
and when we started to see the Bible come to life, that's what changed us. You got drug dealers, ex-gangbangers, everything. I mean, and we go out throughout the four corners of the earth and we're preaching the gospel. So let me just show you something from the flyer. Just follow along with me right quick. Deuteronomy 28. We're going to start with verse 15. So this is Moses, all right? Book of Deuteronomy. He's telling the children of Israel, which are God's chosen people. He's giving them an ultimatum. He told them, look, if you do what I say do, you're going to be blessed.
I remember
this is in the northeast of Africa, in the land of Jerusalem, in Israel. Okay? So it says, if you do what I say do, I'm going to bless you. But if you don't do what I say do, Watch. Now watch this. Read this. Watch this.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass.
So Moses said, but it's going to come to pass. This is going to happen to you.
If thou would not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God,
you didn't listen to God,
to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So he told them, look, if y'all don't do what God says, the curses are going to happen to y'all. Y'all are God's chosen people. All right? So God has a favorite people. He said, look, I made y'all better than everyone. I made y'all my people. Do what I say do. Now let's show you who these people. Go to verse 32.
Verse 30.
Go ahead.
Verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
I don't know if that was on the flyer, but one of the curses was that if you don't do what I say do, your sons and your daughters was going to be given unto another people.
Well, no, I didn't even know that.
Right, because it's not being taught. That happened to us during what? Slave plantation.
Yeah.
All right, on Belle Meade Plantation, it said our sons and daughters was going to be given into another people.
And thine eyes shall look.
And he was going to look, Big Mama Papa was going to look and see the child and the soul was given away.
And fell with longing for them all the day long.
She was going to cry, she was going to want her child back. You see 12 years a slave. A woman sit on the porch and she just cried. She wanted her, she was rocking on the porch, she wanted her daughter back. She wanted her children back, but what?
And there shall be no might in thine hand.
They said that, but if it's going to be in power in our hands, we would like to get our children back from Mr. Madison, Mr. McGaffey, Mr. Harding. We was powerless. That was a curse for our disobedience. Okay, verse 48. What's this? 2 more verses. Just to show you that we are these people. This is not being taught to us. And this is out of the same Bible everybody got.
Yeah.
Watch this.
Verse 48. Therefore,
He said, therefore, if you don't do what I say do,
shalt thou serve thine
he
enemies,
says you're going to go have to serve your enemies, not your friends now.
which the Lord shall send against thee.
See, that's why we went into slavery, because the Lord sent our enemies against us. Right? That's how they get us out of all the world. They can go get the Chinese, the Japanese, the Arabs. Now, in 2019, they run the But they knew back then, read it again.
Shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee.
He sent our enemies against us.
In hunger,
Now we got to go to those enemies.
We need them.
We got to go to them. Walmart, Costco's, Aldi, McDonald's, whatever you name, we got to go to them.
Because we don't hold it now.
Right.
and in thirst.
And thirst, you get so many drinks. You got to go to your enemies. You pay your tap water. Yeah, watch this.
And in nakedness.
Nakedness is clothing. We have to go to them for clothing to get polo, Tommy Hilfiger, Chanel, whatever. To even get raw textiles to make our own clothing, we still have to go to them. Watch this.
And in want of all things.
That's how we know that we are these people, because we have to go to our enemies for the room of all things. If it's a driver license, birth certificate, a death certificate, toilet paper.
They control our lives.
They control everything. We got to go to them for our disobedience. Really.
And he
he's talking about, and he
shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
put yokes of iron upon our necks. God said those are not that we don't hate nothing. It's just what the Bible says, that until our people understand this, we're not going to understand the Bible. If we don't understand the Bible, we're not going to understand where we're at and where we're going. Watch this.
Until he have destroyed thee.
He kept those yokes of iron upon our necks until we were destroyed. When we got off the slave ships, we knew that we was the Hebrews. We knew that we was the real Jews. But he kept those yokes of iron upon our necks until we was destroyed, until we thought we was African American, until we thought that we was Negro, horsemen, coons, whatever. We no longer know that we are the Israelite. I'm from the tribe of Judah, or Benjamin, or Levi. We don't know those. They kept those yokes of iron upon our neck, which now they took it's on our brains now. They took those off, and now it's on our brains. Verse 68, just the last one. I ain't gonna hold you up too long. But I hope it's interesting to you to know this. All right, watch this.
Verse 68.
This is verse 68. This is the most pivotal point of the curses. This is how you know. It's going to tell you how we got to Belle Meade Plantation. Listen.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
So the final curse was that he was going to bring us into Egypt again. If you remember, the Israelites was in Egypt before, under Pharaoh.
Absolutely. They were free through the Red Sea.
Right. So what was they doing in Egypt?
They were slaves.
They were slaves. So we know that the Israelites were slaves in Egypt. But he said this. Remember, they walked the Red Sea, like you said. He came out. He delivered them, right? Yeah. So watch this.
The Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
This is the book of Deuteronomy. That happened in Exodus. That's books after. So he said, if you don't do what I say do, I'm going to bring you back into Egypt again. Now I'm gonna ask you, what's your name again? I'm sorry. Bridget. How did we get over here to this land?
They took us.
On what?
Ships.
Watch this. Now, this is in the Bible. You'll never hear this in the Christian church. Listen.
With ships.
Read it from the top again.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Egypt is spiritually called Sodom and Gomorrah. It's spiritually called.
Book of Revelation, chapter 11, verse 8. And their dead bodies.
So those dead bodies are talking about the Israelites, these people. Their dead bodies
shall lie in the street.
They're going to lie in the street
of the great city.
Of the great city. That great city, make a long story short, it's called America.
Which spiritually is called Sodom.
All right, this land is spiritually called Sodom.
And Egypt.
And Egypt, because that's where the Israelites walked back into captivity. Now go back right there.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
You ever wonder why that right there is on the back of the dollar bill? We was coming back into Egypt.
Okay.
The all-seeing eye. Ra.
Okay.
Was coming back into Egypt. They know these things. They're not going to teach us these things. Watch this.
The Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
He's going to bring us back into Egypt again, back into slavery, back into bondage. Another word for all that is oppression. That's where we at today.
With ships.
And our means of transportation was going to be the transatlantic slave trade with ships.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee.
He said, by the way, I'm telling you it's going to happen.
Thou shalt see it no more again.
But we wasn't going to see our homeland, the western coast of Africa, as a people, no more again. All right?
And there,
when you got off the slave ship,
ye shall be sold.
That's what happened on the Belle Meade Plantation. We was going to do what?
Sold.
We was going to be sold.
Unto your enemy.
Unto your enemy. 35, 45. We got a young picking in it right here. It'll be sold. She's come out of Virginia. She come off the Mayflower. The good ship chief. And it's by the name of Bridget. And say it again?
Ye shall be sold.
We're going to be sold. They sold us as young bucks. Made us harlots. Made us whores. And it's carrying out to all the way into 2019. The black man won't marry the black woman. He want to be a whore. Because that was bred in us. We weren't like that when we got off the ship. They made us whores. Right?
Unto your enemies.
And we was going to be sold unto who?
Your enemies.
Our enemies again. The Bible telling the Israelite people they have enemies. We was going to be sold to our enemies.
For bondmen.
For a slave man on this plantation.
And bond women.
And bond women on this plantation. Okay?
And no man shall buy you.
And no man was able to come on this plantation and save you. He said, yo, we're going back to Africa. We're going back to our Marcus Garvey tried it. Martin Luther King tried it. Malcolm X. Everybody have tried it. Even Obama tried it. And we're still in this condition. Okay? So that's kind of summing up on the things that we teach about slavery and channel it through the Bible. It's all filtered through the Bible. Our whole condition, what we're going through again on the Belle Meade Plantation, before the Belle Meade Plantation, and what we're going through now. It's all in this book, but it's not being taught because when you go to the church, right, the first thing they're going to start you off with is the good book of Matthew. Let's talk about Jesus. Okay, who is Jesus? Where did Jesus come from? What color is Jesus? It's something that they don't want to talk about. If you read this, like this is another thing we teach, the true image of Christ. We always get this picture. That's Jesus Christ. That's what that's what Mr. McGavick, Mr. Harden, Mr. Jackson gave us and said they're God.
Right.
But if you read in the Bible what he looks like, the root word of revelation is revealed. Watch this.
Which God gave unto him to show unto his servants. Verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool.
So we're not saying that Jesus, no one knows exactly what he looks like, but we're just giving a better biblical, and what was said than what they said. He said his head and his hair what?
Were white like wool.
Woolly hair, like your hair. Beautiful hair. All right, the most wonderful hair in the world is woolly hair. Yeah, it defies gravity. You can take that and do anything with it.
Absolutely.
Watch this.
As white as snow.
And it was white as snow. Read.
And his eyes were as a flame of fire.
And his eyes was red as a flame of fire because They called him a wine bibber, drunk wine, Christ did. Okay? Read.
And his feet.
So he looked down at his feet. His feet is going at the top of his feet is going to be the same color as the rest of his body. Watch this.
Like unto fine brass.
It was like fine brass. What color is brass? Like your earrings. Okay? Alright? It's going to be fine. Yeah, he had melanin. He said it was like fine brass. Not only was it melanin, watch this.
As if they burned.
Burned it. What color is it? Black. It's black. It's some good melanin right there. Was it vitamin E? Vitamin D? Which one is it?
Vitamin D, I believe.
Yeah, vitamin one. It got a whole lot of it. Watch this.
As if they burned in a furnace.
But it looked like his skin was burned in the furnace. That's how dark he was. Listen.
And his voice as the sound of many waters.
He talked real loud when he spoke. If Jesus Christ was talking, yeah, he was real loud. People would stop and hear him teaching, speaking. They'll just come. That's how loud he spoke. Because he was a teacher. Right? That's what he taught, the laws of God. So that's what we come to do, to implement the laws of God back into our communities, to teaching the truth about slavery, the true image of Christ, and many other things. Dairy. So this is going to be probably where they bought the cows, get milk. Made the milk dairy barn. The dairy barn. Alright. Let's go in here.
What you need?
You can't go in there. There ain't nothing in there. This ain't there. Turn around and go out. You go up this hill. Now we got ready to roll. What time is it?
122, 125.
Alright, let's go up this hill, man. This is the big house. And I want y'all to look. Let's go to the front yard of the big house. I ain't too close, Sam. Let's go to the front yard of the big house. Look through we see, y'all. Hold on. Just call. No. Stay with me. I want it to be a surprise. We're going to walk all the way around the big house. Hey, master. How's y'all doing out there today? You want to pick and chop the corn? Hey, y'all better bring y'all asses on for Master come, and he's gonna beat y'all black asses. Don't show in the front of the big house yet. Do not show the front of the big house yet. I want y'all to see these. Don't edit it. Cause this some real live bullshit. It pisses me off. So this the big house. This a real live slave plantation house. Belle Meade Plantation. This the big house. All right. So check it out. Check it out. Bam. Don't y'all see this? Don't y'all see this? You see Esau? Yeah, Moab. They got all of them. Get that up there. This was the big house right here. You know what all went on in front of this house? We asked the Lord, man, to bring vengeance upon them.
You didn't know.
He's gonna bring vengeance upon them. And now they still sit on the front porch happy as hell. Let's go get a closer view of them. We ain't scared no more. It's 2000 and what's it, 19? We're going on the plantation house. Anybody got to piss? This is the perfect time to do it. Piss on the porch, in the house.
Oh, Kent right here.
Can we go in? Can we go in?
I don't think yet. I think a couple more minutes.
Master home? Master home? Yeah, Massa home. I was trying to go in and talk to Massa. They sitting on the porch like, yeah, man. Just to show you, man, these folks still, to this day, 2019, proud of what they done. Right. They don't feel no remorse. They sit on the front porch like it didn't happen. It's a nice, beautiful day in the neighborhood. But God gonna pay them back for everything they done to us. That's right. He probably took us down there. That's probably where he raped the women and raped the men too. Ain't no telling what all went on down there.
Two of them. You only see this right here in movies. Right.
I bet you they won't let you go down there.
So here we go again. I'm just trying to go in. We're gonna try to go in.
All right, everyone. So if you are interested in the free wine tasting, please follow me and I will take you there.
Ain't no wine, cuz.
We won't stop anywhere. We're going to point out a couple things on the way.
Alright. So this is the back porch. Probably can't. It's locked. You have to have a tour to go in, huh?
No, they come around on the front.
Oh, you gotta go around through the front door? Then they come to the back.
Front, they do a tour upstairs, and this is the last place they come out at.
All right.
You can see in there.
Hey, y'all mind if I ask a question? What
I like your shirt.
All right, thanks. I just want to know what motivates you all as being Caucasians to come back and to be as Europeans, knowing that this was a slave plantation and all the atrocities and the things that went on during slavery. What inspires you to want? This is no hate question, man. I just want to know what inspires you to come back and want to see.
History, education.
School the way they live.
Just the way they live. Are you interested in all the way all the people live, or just the slave master? All the people. Okay. I just wonder because you see a lot more European Caucasian here than you see the actual people that was enslaved. The only reason we're probably here today, it's not y'all fault, but they had some Juneteenth event or something like that. I was always curious what would make you want to come back and see such a thing, because we look at it as different. You know, I don't know if it hurts y'all heart for us to see the big house, to sit on the back porch of the big house and see as you were sitting and rocking, and we see ourselves as being servants. It's coming, being slaves, being whipped,
Well,
all those
probably
things.
our ancestors were probably poor, what do you call it?
Mine were sharecroppers.
Sharecroppers.
Yeah, sharecroppers
It's
as well,
really
yeah.
not so different as
Yeah,
you guys like to think.
Yeah, everyone was back then was sharecroppers, you know, mostly. Yeah, you know, the country
And
wasn't
it was bad.
Yeah, it was bad, but we had the short end of the stick, as we did then and as we do now. So I just wanted to know, just out of curiosity.
Only if you choose the short.
Only if we choose the short end.
Don't choose it.
Yeah, we try not to, but we always end up somehow with it. We somehow end. We don't choose to. A lot of us don't. Some people do. Just like you have,
Just like same with us.
yeah, same with you. That's why I've been saying you have old white people. You have the Hardys. You know what I mean? You have the Madisons. You have the McGavics. Or you have them. They didn't choose to be wealthy. It was given to them.
There were a lot less of them than normal people like us and like you.
Yeah, it was passed down to us. So that's what makes it harder for us. When you have things passed down from generation to generation, and we're being born into the world with nothing, having to scratch, fight to try to get to the top. So that was
folks come from a very similar situation.
You know about the Irish?
the Irish. Yeah, I'm familiar with the Irish.
It was terrible for them. They were like slaves too, and they didn't have choices. There's all kinds of things.
They chose to be indentured servants, right?
They did, but I don't think they knew what they were getting into, and I think they thought if they, of course, they were starving in Ireland. I mean, they were starving. And when they came over here, I think they thought that there were opportunities waiting for them that weren't, and then wealthy people took advantage and put children to work in factories, and I mean, little kids getting killed.
They got paid for that too.
They want to hold y'all.
But not enough to live, and everything they had to buy had to be from the company's store, and they had to pay back. They never could get ahead. It really wasn't so different. I mean, it might have felt that way.
Yeah, their thing is totally off the scale on how different it was. Compared to our enslavement and theirs. Yeah, like I was saying, I was just wanted to ask out of curiosity. If y'all see the same view as we see it. I know what motivates us is the Bible. Y'all believe in the Bible?
Absolutely.
Okay, so hey, let me read the scripture to you right quick. Revelations, the Bible, 13:9. So this is what motivates us to come.
The book of Revelation, chapter 13 and verse 9. If any man have an ear, let him hear.
So John the Revelator said, if any man understand, let him understand this. He know everybody got ears. He said, let him understand this.
He that leadeth into captivity.
A man that leads another man into captivity, or like coming to get us on cargo slave ships, bringing us here to the Belle Meade Plantation. He said, if he lead us into captivity,
shall go into captivity.
The Bible says that those people are going to one day go into captivity. All right, y'all believe that? All right. All right, y'all believe that? All right. Yeah. So, all right, y'all believe that? All right. Yeah. So, people who led us into captivity, one day go into captivity. All right, and we were going to rule the earth forever again. All right.
He that killeth with the sword.
The sword was used to kill people who meant destruction. So they killed us in a destructive way.
Must be killed with the sword.
Then they must be killed in the same matter of fashion as we got killed. The same atrocities. The Bible said they're going to be double. For the things that happen to us. All right. So that what motivates us and keeps us wanting to come and learn more. Because they didn't want, while this plantation was running, we wasn't allowed to read. We wasn't allowed to write. And if we got caught reading and writing, what happened to us? What did y'all do? Put us to death.
Well, not us.
Well,
I'm a school teacher.
Yeah, I'm just saying not you personally. But
I teach all notables.
More like us versus you.
No. I'm not making it that.
And it's not, and it's not.
It's not. I can't make it that anyway. Us versus. I'm not God. Only God can do that. Make us.
Well, I'm just saying
the
terms that you use just then.
Yeah, God.
So that's what we got to be careful of.
Yeah. Well, God, He's going to make the difference, and I can't do it. I'm not no big time preacher, Joel Osteen or nothing. I can't do it. I'm just a little guy in Nashville. God is going to accept. He's going to make the difference in what's really going to go on. I was just wondering if you all did that. Because we walk around the front, people just rocking on the porch like they're happy and don't care in the world. And we look at that different as you all. Y'all just enjoying y'all day. We looking at it like, what the hell is this? So, it was nice talking to you.
Nice talking to you.
I want to go up in there and turn the tables over like Christ did, man.
Remy 808.
Hey man, y'all talk that revolutionary talk, but a lot of y'all ain't ready to die for it. I'm ready to die by mine. Repent or die, that's what we out your plan. Repent or die. If you ain't about revolution, what you saying? You wanna see a change, take a stand. We taking back the kingdom, that's the plan. Repent or die, that's what we out your plan. Repent or die. If you ain't about revolution, what you saying? You wanna see a change, take a stand. We taking back the kingdom, that's the plan. We taking the kingdom, we taking it back. Destroying your idols, we burning your plant. 2 Peter 3 and 10, we burning it down. We burning your city, we burning your time. We taking your crime.